The foreign ministers of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain are meeting in the Egyptian capital, Cairo, to discuss their blockade against Qatar. The meeting comes at the end of an extended deadline they issued for Qatar to agree to their demands. This includes severing ties with Iran, ending support for the Muslim Brotherhood, closing the Al-Jazeera news channel, and submitting to regular intrusive financial audits. Qatar has said the demands were unreasonable and called for dialogue.
As the 48 hours extension is coming to an end, Qatar continues to call for dialogue despite the violations of international laws and regulation, despite the separation of 12,000 families, despite the siege that is a clear aggression and an insult to all international treaties, bodies and jurisdictions.
We now do have Adel Mahroui joining us live from Cairo. Adel, what more can you tell us about those talks?
Well, it was a very long meeting that didn't really produce anything new. Only the reflection that Arab states, the four Arab states, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, UAE and Bahrain, are disappointed, or sorry, as they phrased it, that Qatar's response to their demands was negative. They asked Qatar to take a more responsible position. They accuse it of not knowing the gravity of its position towards their demands, and they've asked the Qatari people to try and they actually told the Qatari people that they're not the target, but their policies of its administration that is the target. So they did not give any further details. They said that all other options to escalate are still on the table and they would be announced in the proper time.
So Adel, what likely steps will the Arab nations take when it comes to Qatar?
Well, they did not disregard any option during today's press conference. When they were asked about freezing Qatar's seat in the GCC, the Gulf Cooperation Council, the foreign minister of Bahrain says that this will be investigated and will be discussed in the upcoming meeting of the GCC in general. So the Gulf Cooperation Council will still look into the possibility of freezing Qatar's membership. But so far they did not intend to say or explicitly say that this is what they are pursuing. So it is sort of a more of a continuation of the threat that they could escalate, and there will be communication going on through the mediators, whether it's the Kuwaiti Emir as usual or other European and American mediators. Today, during the talks, President Donald Trump spoke to President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi while the foreign ministers were negotiating, and President Donald Trump stressed that this crisis should be talked out, should be dealt with peaceful dialogue, and to quickly guarantee that all parties would commit to the Saudi summit in Riyadh that took place with the American president and the Arab leaders, through which they all committed to stop supporting terrorist organizations. Now it comes where the Muslim Brotherhood comes as an organization that was requested or marked as a terrorist organization by these Arab countries, but Qatar does not see it as a terrorist organization. In response to that, the Bahraini foreign minister said that he believes that Muslim Brotherhood conspired against the administrations in all of the four countries, and that he accused them of shedding blood in Egypt specifically. Egyptian foreign minister went beyond saying that Qatar, they are accusing Qatar of supporting terrorists. They say there are proof to that, there are physical evidence to that, and that they have passed the stage of accusing, and they are confirming their position or their prior accusations that Qatar used to support terrorism. So it seems that they are continuing on their same manner. Instead of the 13 demands that were earlier announced to Qatar, they stated out 6 main points. There are very broad points that they want Qatar to follow, including, again, stopping to support terrorism, to interfere into local affairs of each of these foreign countries, and so on, with the regular demands that have been quite stated from them before.
All right, Adel Mahroui in Cairo, thank you.